All right. Where were we in our hating Elon Musk video?
Like that.
Excuse me, can you not record that?
And the security was in fact extremely tight, but our alibi was tighter.
All right, we're in. 1 down, 2 to go.
Once inside, I immediately made my way to a bathroom to properly suit up. Now I just had to make it all the way over to Space Mountain without arousing the suspicion of any of the park's security, which is a lot harder than you might think because it's a well-kept secret. Disney employs a bunch of security officers dressed up in plain clothes as normal park goers, so I could trust no one. So in an
Wait, why are my robots not building this? Hello?
attempt to blend in and look like a normal park goer, I took a corn dog break. Doing this for the integrity of the mission.
Not because they're incredibly delicious.
Back on track
I need
after a
landfill
close
never.
call or two, I had made it inside the building.
All right, 2 down, now for the hard part.
Now that we're inside, it's probably a good time to explain why my jacket looks like this when you view it with an infrared camera, because that is a really tiny portable LiDAR scanner. So it's shooting out 640,000 laser pulses per second to fully map the surroundings. Now, as for the legality of this, if you check the back of your ticket, it says you have to obey all the park rules. And if you check their website for the rules on forbidden items, it says you can't bring in shoes with wheels, or stun guns, or cremated remains. Ew. But you'll notice the forbidden items list makes no mention of chest-mounted LiDAR scanners. So technically, I'm not breaking any laws by precisely mapping out this entire ride down to the nearest half inch.
Don't blow this, Rover. We got this.
And so after sneaking past the last of the ride security, I was finally in place. And this is probably a good time to point out that the final boss here in this control room, watching all the infrared see-in-the-dark cameras, was the one I was most afraid would shut down the whole operation. Because when we tested this out to see how inconspicuous the LiDAR would be, as you can see here, not very, as it lights up the whole place like a Christmas tree. By the way, you should know LiDAR stands for light detection and ranging, whereas radar is radio detection and ranging. Basically, it's like having a bunch of laser pointers inside the shell, shooting all around the room. And each time you fire one of them, you then see how long it takes for you to see it hit the object it's pointed at. And since we know the speed of light, if we measure that time, it will tell us how far away the object is. For example, it will take twice as long to detect the laser point on an object that's 20 feet away, as opposed to an object that's 10 feet away. But how could the sensor possibly keep track of 640,000 laser pulses firing all out at once? Well, it turns out, amazingly, they actually happen one after another. So the sensor only has to keep track of one pulse at a time. And this works because the speed of light is so fast, in fact, if you slow time.
Sorry, true. It's amazing what has the GP ever done for trade to take away all of their protections and benefits, yet I'm supposed to think they're the pro-trades party. Adam said that for 1999. Thanks, buddy.
And way down. So the time it takes a laser to hit an object is 4 slow-mo seconds. Then you can wait 30 minutes on that slow-mo timescale before sending the next pulse. So it's actually really easy for the sensor to know exactly which laser pulse it's measuring, even if that happens 640,000 times in a single second. And with that, it was time for the execution phase of Secret Undercover Operation Mousetrap.
Let's go!
It felt so good to cross off a 30-year-old bucket list item. But just as I feared, as our exact cart pulled back into the station, they stopped the ride and announced it was being locked down.
All flights have been put in a holding pattern.
Stop the ride. Which meant I was about to have an unscheduled appointment with a bunch of dudes with muscles much bigger than mine. But as it turns out, it was an unrelated power issue, which meant this was a mission accomplished.
That's like a dream come true. Before I even had a YouTube channel, I wanted to do that.
And the only critical oversight of the whole operation was forgetting they took those dumb keychain photos at the end of the ride, leaving behind some very incriminating evidence at the scene.
I forgot to put it away. That's so awesome.
That's Harrison, by the way, and he started the company that makes these super small portable LiDARs. So after mapping out a few more rides like Haunted Mansion, let's go, and continuing my painstaking efforts to blend in, we headed home so Harrison could process all the data. And a few days later, he did not disappoint.
This is from the LiDAR you were wearing on your chest.
Get out of here.
All of this is totally in the dark.
Now what's really cool is we can visualize
Totally
what was
in the
recorded
dark.
as the ride progresses. And so as you can see here, you get a sense of what the LiDAR was seeing in real time as the ride progressed on. But what's even cooler though is we can now use that data to make an actual tabletop 3D model of Space Mountain with the help of our army of 3D printers. Which meant for the first time ever, this question mark days were numbered. Got it. So while the 3D printers were hard at work, we also reviewed the data we captured from the Haunted Mansion ride, where we made 2 super interesting discoveries. The first is that the initial room they take you in is really just a fancy elevator so they can get you underground to transport you to the real ride, which actually isn't in this house at all. Because when you go down this hallway, you're walking under this hill you see here. So by the time you load onto the ride, you're totally outside the park. But if that's true, there should be some evidence for this besides our scan. And sure enough, there is. Because if you look back at this shot of the hill, you can actually see just the corner of some kind of large building. And if you check that answer on Google Maps, you can see this entire massive above ground warehouse where the ride actually takes place that matches up perfectly with our LiDAR scan, which is just super clever engineering by the super talented Disney Imagineers. And the second discovery is they use a lot of super thin, nearly invisible curtains they project on that create a lot of the illusions like these flying ghosts. And while your eye might get fooled, as you can see here, there's no hiding from the LiDAR scan. And so you can imagine there are some incredible real-world applications for this LiDAR technology. Like every day when your phone scans your face to unlock itself, or when archaeologists use it to find lost ancient cities from the sky, or for example, in cars. And as you might have guessed, this car automatically saved itself from crashing because it uses a LiDAR sensor, which as you can imagine, would have saved Wile E. Coyote a lot of pain over the years. And the reason it works so well is because it's updating that point cloud of 640,000 laser measurements every second to the brain of this car, showing exactly what's in front of it. In fact, it works so well, as you can see here, I can maneuver all around these obstacles in real time with all the windows blacked out, looking just at that point cloud in a VR headset.
Yeah, easy bike guy.
My Tesla on autopilot, however, only relies on simple cameras and its image processing to navigate the world. So to see if that tech is just too simple, came up with a 6-part LiDAR versus camera head-to-head face-off, culminating in a history-making first Tesla versus cartoon physics test. Okay, so we're starting out with a car with the LiDAR. First test is just kids standing in the road. Not sure why he's doing that. It's very unsafe, so we want to be extra careful. Okay, hit it. The testing speed was 40 miles an hour, which meant the LiDAR would have to detect the kid and then slam on the brakes at least 60 feet in front of it. And it turned out, that's all it needed. Now it was Tesla's turn. This is a terrible feeling driving straight at a kid, but this is for science. All right, we are up to speed. And with just simple cameras, the Tesla was speeding fast. Oh no. But did detect the kid. Oh no! Just not in time to fully hit the brakes. Oh no! He was even a Crunch Labs fan! Now, if you're a Tesla owner, there is a silver lining, because we were relying on the automatic emergency braking system to stop for the car. And because it assumes the driver's paying full attention while fully driving the car, it only hits the brakes when it's 100% sure there's a problem in order to avoid false positives. So the alternative is to use autopilot, and that assumes the driver isn't paying much attention, and while the downside is you get way more phantom braking and false positives,
That was ridiculous.
the upside is you're less likely to be charged with vehicular manslaughter, because you can see here on autopilot, it actually stopped in time. So I decided to be nice and call the score 1-1, and then I'd be even nicer by using the more conservative autopilot on the Tesla for all the remaining tests, such as this one, where we would now simulate the kid dashing out from behind a parked car using some clever engineering, giving the cars less than a second to identify the mannequin and stop themselves. Here we go, getting up to speed. Oh, a ball came out. I wonder why that happened. Oh, kid! Another life saved. Now it was the Tesla's turn on autopilot. 40 miles an hour, there goes the ball. And impressively, it stopped with plenty of room to spare. Good job, Tesla. Which meant we were all tied up heading into round 3, the fog round. Optically, with my own eyes, I can no longer see that there's a kid through this fog. The LiDAR has no issue. This will be interesting. Okay, here we go. Oh, wall of fog. So we plunged through the fog, coming to a very sudden break. Hey! After which we saw the mannequin was not only still standing, but it was casting a really cool long shadow, because the lasers don't pass through solid objects, just like how you can cast a long shadow with the sun, because light doesn't pass through solid objects. I don't have high hopes here, but would the kid look just as cool after the Tesla test? Oh, fudge! Oh. I mean, Solo does make everything look sort of cool, but that wasn't the only shot. I actually hit the brakes there. That was on autopilot. The cameras didn't even hit the brakes at all. The only thing still on is the pants. That was a bad one. And now that LiDAR had taken another W, time to make it rain! The next test would see if the cars could spot the kid under a torrential downpour made up of maybe too much water. This is really interesting. See, the Tesla can see the kid.
Why are we just rewatching this where he does a test, or why am I gaining any insight here? I don't know why we were relinked this video. I feel like we saw most of this before. Is it just the testing? Is there something insightful that's being said here, or
Don't
what?
drive into a wall. Oh boy. All right, here we go. And so I steeled myself and accelerated the Tesla up to the 40 miles an hour. And as the wall crept closer and closer without moving an inch, the question was if the Tesla would detect it in time to step on the brakes. And it turned out,
Absolutely epic.
so I can definitively say for the first time in the history of the world, Tesla's optical camera system would absolutely smash through a fake wall without even a slight tap on the brakes.
Why did you want me to rewatch this whole video just to see this part that we already watched before?
My heart is gonna beat out of my chest. Turns out my Tesla's more Wile E. Coyote and less Roadrunner. Sorry, little fella. Looks like we lost 2 arms and a head. Not sure that's salvageable. I think I might Uber home. But that's not all, folks, because while LiDAR proved itself the superior car technology, could it actually deliver on the dream of 14-year-old Mark Rober and map out Space Mountain well enough for me to make a scaled 3D printed model? And after 30 years of waiting, I'm happy to report, for the first time ever, this is what the Space Mountain track actually looks like. Wow. This is so cool. Oh, there's me. There's me, little backwards hat. Yeah!
Okay, fuck whoever linked this, and fuck the time we just wasted on this. What a shit show. Trump told Time magazine that she called him, and Chinese embassy is denying it. Nice. Okay, let's get some real important shit here, okay?
Were you worried about what the 145% tariffs were doing to small businesses here in the U.S.? Is that why you're bringing it down?
No.
Your call has been forwarded.
Should I call him again? Yes.
But China's not doing any business. They were doing.
Adam Friedland keeps calling me. Yo, what's up? I'm live.
Salam alaikum. Hasan, how are you, Habibi?
I'm good. What's up? What's going on?
Okay, it's Friday. It's Friday, finally. It's happening.
Okay. What's happening?
Your episode is coming out.
Oh, wow. Okay, it's finally happening.
It's here, Hasan.
I'm overjoyed. Thank you.
And I just want to thank you for your friendship.
And the solidarity that you've shown me throughout this entire crazy period of my life.
Okay. The answer is yes. I will hide you.
guys, ladies and gentlemen, the bitch is back. It's Adam Friedland. I've come back. Listen, it's been a month. We've been gone. And, I don't know. To be honest, there have been a lot of changes in my life. And I'm feeling good again, you know? The good news is I got engaged to a woman. What else? I read the Quran, finally. I finally got around to rewatching Donnie Darko, which I found to be just as trippy as the first time that I saw it, when I was a baby. Today is the final installment of our Lost episode series. The guest is Hasan Piker. Many people have noted that he was perhaps a protege of mine. I think we finally passed the torch during this episode. I think the teacher has become the master. What is it?
The master has become the student.
The master has become the student. The hunter has become the hunted. Next month, the new season of the Adam Friedland Show will be launching. This is a massive roll of the dice on my part. Throwing my life savings behind the project right now. My partner has moved on. I just can't stand what's happening right now in this country. I can't sit back and watch democracy be assaulted over and over again. I know how to fix this. And you have to trust me, America. So next month, it begins. Get ready, folks. I guess I'll end this by saying what no one has the fucking guts to say.
What don't they have the guts to say?
President Donald John Trump, you're fired.
Good one.
Fucking doing your fucking clown shit.
Yeah, no clown shit here.
No clown
shit.
shit.
Are we rehearsing the walk? Like, is there a specific type of walk?
Do you need to rehearse it? I thought you were a physically fit man. Ladies and gentlemen, a special introduction today. Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines hero as a mythological or legendary figure, often of divine descent, endowed with great strength. An illustrious warrior, a person admired for achievements and noble qualities, one who shows great courage. But to me, my hero is our next guest. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Turkish political commentator Hasan Piker, everyone. Hey, pal. Hey, that's nice muscles, dude.
Thank you.
Okay, you got a great bod, though.
Thank you.
Great arms, great chest. How long have you been getting muscles for?
Yeah, I used to be really super fat, and then I moved to LA, and I was living with a bunch of personal trainers.
So sick.
And no, it's because I was broke.
Do you attribute any modicum of your success to being a big, strong guy?
That feel when you move across the world to Los Angeles because you're broke. Okay.
Being attractive?
Yeah, if you were like a Quasimodo, would people be listening to you about like...
No. I mean, people would probably still be listening, but like not to the same degree.
They wouldn't be looking though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like, this is actually kind of serious. I'm gassing myself up a little bit, which is weird.
Get serious.
But I do think that like there's a lot of these like Andrew Tate types out there, right?
Uh-huh.
Which is really funny because he's like, I mean, he dresses super European, like super gay, like unimaginably gay. He wears like those little slipper loafers and like super tight pants. There's this entire like new wing of, I guess, right-wing adjacent content creators that are all like former life insurance salesmen and shit. And they all present themselves as like super masculine alpha dogs. And I feel like the way I look kind of counters that a little bit because, like, you know, you look like the archetypical, stereotypical leftist guy.
What is that supposed to mean?
just handsome.
You're coming on my damn show and fucking sunning my ass immediately. You dress gay like Andrew Tate says.
No, I just dress gay because I'm gay.
No.
But I'm saying
You got
that,
stylists and stuff?
No.
How much Rick Owens have you bought?
This is the Doc Martens one, and these are the only.
Those are literally the collabo Rick Owens?
Yeah. They're sick though. They're super comfy and also relatively affordable. They're like $300.
Wait, so let's back up. You grew up in Turkey?
Yeah.
What's like the vibe there?
Chill.
You think?
I think. Yeah.
I was in an econ class in college, freshman year, like 8 a.m. class, and there was like a crew of internationals, and they all were wearing Hermes like belt, Gucci shoes, like the kind of like the international students in college. They had blast cigs outside the library.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was like, they were all talking some type of language. And I'm like, what the fuck kind of language is that?
Yeah.
And it was my
language, my people's language.
What's it called? Turkish. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that language.
They were all.
It's very like.
Is it like that?
Yeah, it's very like milk throat.
I don't know if that's Turkish, bro.
No, what is it?
I feel like Turkish is more like.
Like a snobby Arabic, like we're a little bit European.
That definitely is the vibe. You're 100% right. Turks will get very mad if you ever call them Arab. Like, they're not Arab anyway, but like still, there's like Arabic background.
Yeah, everyone thinks that's some type of Arab over here.
Yeah, Turkey also rebranded under Erdogan. It's called Turkiye now. They changed it. They're like, everyone has to say the Turkish way of saying.
That's kind of that I like that actually.
Yeah. I don't think people are doing it though.
No?
No.
People don't. I mean, that's kind of disrespect if someone's just making up a different name for your country.
I don't care.
Let's back up, because my audience is like pretty mature intellectual style. So many of them
I've seen the subreddit.
Many of them might not know. I don't know what you're talking about. Many of them might not know, like, streaming or games or whatever, Minecrafts or whatever. So could you like just explain for our audience like what it is? Like, how would you explain what it is that you do?
The way I explain it to like mainstream media people is like I'm basically like a Rush Limbaugh without crippling opiate addiction or brain cancer.
So
I do that for.
You're just
Zoomers.
as hateful and yeah.
Against white people though.
So,
it's like a reverse Rush Limbaugh.
You hate white people?
No, I love white people. I'm white.
You do that because I have a Turkish friend that tries to play it like he's a.
Tries to play it.
Yeah. Tries to play like he's not from the Euro side of Istanbul. But like you have to just know everything. Like you have to have an opinion, right?
I mean, I do.
Yeah, but like you have to have an opinion on something, right?
Not really.
No, but
there's
you're
plenty of
doing
things
it.
I don't have an opinion
You're
on.
doing it in real time, right?
Yeah.
So like you're like streaming 8 hours a day, a news article drops, and then you just drop knowledge on it, right?
Yeah.
But like that's really fast.
Yeah.
But like, what if you're wrong?
Sometimes I do get stuff wrong. Like I'll have.
That's a
Like the
JDM,
whole
guys.
Israel thing? Wait, can I try it? Can you just like, let's say, give me a breaking news,
Okay. And you want to
and then
give a take?
I'm gonna give an opinion.
Okay, breaking news.
Because I have an opinion on, I don't believe in anything anymore.
Okay.
So now I'm
like
gonna
that.
try to do your thing.
Breaking news. The United Nations have come out with a new report that halves the number of child and women fatalities since October 7 in the latest siege that Israel conducted in Gaza.
I don't understand what any of those words mean. Can you make an easier one? Like what, Kamala Harris like got shot in the head or something?
That's like easier? Okay.
That halves,
Vice President
halves the October 7th.
Okay.
What are you even going
I gave you
for?
a real USA Today headline from yesterday.
Just tell me one, just make one up. You say it just happened. And I gotta be on Hasanabi stream.
Okay.
And I gotta like go like this and
Yeah,
like
you have
tell.
to be,
I have to tell the kids. Okay, so give me one.
Okay.
Jesus.
After a visit
Sorry.
with Chinese leader Xi Jinping, Joe Biden shit in his diapers.
After a visit with Chinese leaders.
You asked for an easy one.
Is this gonna get destroyed?
Let's run it again.
Okay. After a visit with Chinese leader Xi Jinping, Joe Biden was reported to shit in his diapers.
That's epic, dude.
That's it. That's what I would have said. Actually, bro. Are you coming for my shit?
Yeah, I'm just shooting from the hip. I went on your stream, right? And I was shocked. You have 25,000 people that are just constantly watching. What you're doing has more of a similarity, and this isn't condescending, to Jake Paul than like Wolf Blitzer, right? Because you are to some extent a content creator online that interfaces with an audience, right?
When I started writing and like doing video essays and stuff on the Young Turks, like the space online for leftist political commentary was super marginal. Like it was non-existent. And there were some like old school radio talk show guys like, you know, Sam Cedar. I would say Jank was a little bit on that like left adjacent content creator side on the internet, but everything was dominated by right-wing politics. And all these fucking neck-bearded nerds were just like really annoying. They weren't cool. They were not charismatic. They were not entertaining. And they were basically...
And it was video games too. A lot of...
but I like video games too. I play video games as well. And I knew like, I knew that there was enough people that had similar opinions to myself that would appreciate a perspective that they rarely get to hear from a dude who isn't like a super Tumblr guy. Because there was definitely at this time...
What's a Tumblr guy?
Like a dude who, like people that grew up on Tumblr. Like there were a lot of people on the left.
You used to be able to beat off from Tumblr, but they got rid of it.
I never really went on Tumblr, so I can't.
They used to show stuff you could beat off to, and then
like
they got rid of it.
I think furry porn, is that what you're talking about?
What?
Furry porn?
Furry porn, yeah. And that's what they had on Tumblr.
You have a real specific way that you come?
A real specific way? Sometimes
you need like a
if I come so hard, I literally cramp on my abs.
That's not what I'm asking.
No, what are you asking?
You need like a scenario that's like that. This is the one thing that makes me feel like God or something. Because for me, it's just kissing girl, you know, I love you, kind of missionary, kind of over doggy at this point.
Deep staring into the eyes.
Do you think doggy is queer?
Do I think doggy is queer? No,
yeah, even if it's with a girl, it's a little bit like.
It's a little gay.
It's not. It's like a little bit.
I get what you're saying.
It's a little. I mean, and that's chill. I'm not saying that. It's a little queer.
We're pro-queer in this space.
No, I'm anti-doggy though. At this point.
Yeah.
I like.
Okay, so you're anti-queer.
For my sex, yeah. Okay. I like kissing. I love you. And then busts. I'm sorry. And then how was that for you? And then like and then I like kiss and then say what are we even doing? Do you say that?
No.
You've never done that?
No, I've never done that.
You gotta go with a sweetie and kiss and be like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. You've never done that?
No.
Why? Because you're on fucking stream talking to these psychos.
That's what I'm doing. I'm too busy.
But here's a question, okay? Like, there are comedians I know that are on the road 52 weeks a year, right? And they're doing observational comedy, right? But at a certain point, like, if they're observing society but they're not participating in society, then like, how, like, it doesn't, like, in my mind, I'm...
Okay, wait, real quick. Can I make these turrets shoot at the monsters instead of just shooting at the buildings? These guys are huge. Or do I have to manually target? Move your turrets? I have to line the whole outer part of my base? Tesla turrets work well on the huge dudes?
I'm like, that's just bizarre, right?
Yeah,
but
that's
like,
what happens with like Kevin Hart.
If you're in a chair, like if you're in a fucking, you got ergonomic, probably, do you have a racing seat kind of thing?
You were in my house. You saw my chair. You sat on one of my chairs. You don't remember?
No,
I have a Logitech.
I don't remember.
I have a Herman Miller Logitech edition. They sent it to me.
I remember I went into your house and then you had a rag. You put it on my face. And then I woke up, and then I had AOC written on my forehead.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like...
That's what I do to people.
But I'm saying it's like, if you, because of the grind that you're on, it does preclude you from kind of, like, how you gonna be socialist if you ain't in society? If you're like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm not like criticizing. I'm saying like, you know, like interfacing.
It sounds a lot like you're criticizing.
No, it sounds like you're being defensive, bro.
I'm being a little defensive.
I know, but it feels like.
I feel like I'm under attack.
I'm saying like, you know, and it's, I don't want to go touch grass. Touch grass means like you have to not get off the computer, right?
Yeah, go outside.
Touch grass.
Be one with nature.
But it's weird to touch it.
Yeah.
You walk on it.
Yeah.
What do you mean
Take
touch,
shoes off.
Touch grass. Touch grass is what someone says that doesn't go outside, right?
Ironically, you mentioned that, but like, yes, if someone says touch grass, like no one who's already in the process of being outside is like touch grass.
You're observing through the internet, right? And kind of it precludes you a lot of the time, I would imagine, from like interfacing with
real humans,
your community, your society.
Yeah.
You know?
I that's why I try to like every moment that I'm not on stream, I try to, you know, do that sort of thing. I go outside.
You touch grass?
I touch grass, yeah.
What do you do? Like after you get off stream, 8 p.m. you take the dog out?
Yeah.
And then Sunset Strip?
I go to
Oh yeah! My mind has been enabled. Like, what do you do for fun? What do you spend the money on?
Not really anything. That's the
so
whole
what's
point.
the point of money? Like, what do you?
But that's why I'm saying it's like you can't go and like quote unquote purchase me to change my attitude on anything, because like a while ago I actually said this on camera and like it got misconstrued and people were like yelling at me, where I said something along the lines of like, I have enough money for the essentials, which I've elevated for sure. Like it's still
for
luxurious.
the brand essentials. Like for that one?
No, not the brand essentials. No, like I have enough money that I can take care of my family, right? I give back a lot to charities and stuff like that, and do fundraisers, and beyond that, like
No, stop.
Like I'm super comfortable. It's not like my lifestyle has. Yeah, but I'm saying like my lifestyle hasn't changed. Like I was broke and I was fucking 8 hours a day streaming, and now I'm rich and I'm 8 hours a day streaming. Like none of that changed. The only thing that changed is like I now have money to like fly to New York if I want to, and also have the same exact setup in New York that I can carry with me and then stream in New York.
The reason, by the way, why his lifestyle hasn't changed is because he went from being the member of a very rich family to independently making his own money and being very rich. That's that's why nothing changed, okay? But all right.
That's the only difference.
You're like, you could bring your computer to New York?
Yeah.
That's your flex?
That's my okay,
Why don't you get a Porsche 911?
I bought a Porsche.
If I was you, I'd be bludgeoning peasants.
Yeah, I bought a Taycan. People got mad at me for that too.
You got a Taycan?
Yeah, it's the EV Porsche.
Oh, electric.
Yeah.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
Democrat, dude.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that.
Okay, so let's go to the people that are in the chat that are consuming it. Like, you've been doing Twitch since what, 2018?
Yeah.
So has the chat
full time since 2020?
So the chat as an entity, right? Has the chat changed?
It just grew. Like when I first started, I had like 30 people watching.
Yeah.
And then, all of them were beating off, right? And then it grew to like 300 to 1,000, you know what I mean? And then 2020 is when I went full time.
But it also had to have changed because they're in middle school now, right?
Yeah.
No, he didn't get the joke. Oh no. Or maybe that was edited.
Middle school now, right?
Yeah.
Was that all they had from his episode? Jesus Christ. The reason he didn't release it is because it was boring as fuck. Hasan wasn't playing off of anything Adam was saying, and he just treated it like a serious interview. Wait, is that what he said, or is that just your assumption after watching this? My assumption. Oh.
A lot of people did grow up alongside like my content for sure. Like there are a lot of people that have been watching since 2020, and in 2020 they were like, 16, 17, 18, and now 4 years later they're in their 20s, all the way to like late 20s.
Yeah.
So it is that part definitely does change as well, for sure. Like my audience ages with me.
I would imagine they're alone. I mean, a lot of these guys are too, you know? And sometimes I do think like,
I think some people just like throw it on as background noise. Some people just have it on as a way to keep themselves informed.
You ever meet Obama?
No, but I have linked up with the Pod Save America people before.
Wait, real quick. Can I, if I create artillery targeting remote, will it shoot at him? Well, I was firing artillery manually. How do I make him shoot? Do I have to push the auto targeting on? Will it shoot him? No! Don't do that! Why is it not shooting him?
I've been on their
I thought
pod.
you were going to say you linked up with Obama.
I have not linked up with Obama.
Yeah.
That'd be cool though.
You got probably in your phone,
Yes,
you
but
got
it's
like,
kind of slow.
You got some phone numbers in there.
You got some phone numbers in there.
Nah, no one.
Bro, what do you mean?
I don't know anyone.
This show has had
Can you call
so many fucking celebrities on it.
Can you call Jake Paul right now?
I can't. I don't have his number.
Can you call Logan Paul right now?
I don't have his number either.
Can you call Mr. Beast right now?
I do have his number.
Hit him up, bro.
I don't want to call
Come
him.
on,
That's
please.
weird. We're
it's
not,
my dream.
We're
it's
not,
my dream.
We're
it's
not
my dream.
fucking. We're
Do
not
this
tight
for
like
me.
that.
Do this
we're
for
not
me.
tight like that.
Okay, what?
He's gonna be like, the fuck are you doing?
Just please. I'll be cool. I'm not gonna embarrass you. I swear to God. I swear to God.
No, I'm not doing
Please, dude.
I'm not doing that.
I have so much respect for Mr. Beast and Mr. Beast content.
I'm not doing that.
He bought a house for $1 and then he bought a house for $500.
That was brilliant. That said a lot, actually. He was actually talking
also,
about
what
the
he's done
housing
for
market.
chocolate with the Feastables brand.
Yeah. The new Feastables actually, I hate
The
to admit
peanut
it,
butter,
is-
the peanut butter. What he? I'm telling you, okay.
Hey, are you being for real right now?
I swear to fucking God.
Okay, because I actually do like the peanut butter Feastables.
Someone put me on the Mr. Beast, like I get chocolates. Now they put me on the Mr. Beast wants to send you chocolate
Yeah.
list. And what he's done for chocolate and peanut butter, this is not a paid endorsement, is monumental. Can you please call him? Can you please call him?
No, I'm not
Please,
calling
bro.
you. I'm not
It's
calling
not. I'm not gonna troll. I'm not gonna embarrass you.
He's probably in like fucking Zimbabwe right now, building wells or some shit. And he's always doing some shit. He's gonna be like, what the fuck are you calling me?
I'm just not famous enough, dude. You're not gonna hit up Mr. Beast.
I'll do it after. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Adam.
All right, because you did that.
Ooh, no. Everybody's laughing, and he has no idea why. He's trying so hard not to get goofed, so he just starts laughing. Last time my grandma used to watch sitcoms, I could tell when she was starting to have dementia, I could tell that she wasn't laughing at the jokes anymore. She couldn't like follow them. She would just laugh whenever the studio audience laughed.
We're gonna do a new segment.
Okay, let's do it.
I was only gonna bust this out if you disrespected. All right.
Oh no.
So Hasan, you're somewhat of a fashion icon.
Okay.
So I'm gonna show some of your best looks.
Oh, here we go.
And I want to hear like, let's say, you know how like say this is the Admiral. Like give it each a name.
Okay, you got it.
So let's start off. This is, bro, look at your face. This is sexy. Okay, so we're going off like this is a classic like Pharrell hat kind of style.
Yeah.
What are you doing with the sunglasses here?
I'm just taking them off. Like,
This is like,
look, to give like a sexy face. I'm drinking your coffee.
Go ahead. So here's the famous one. Here's the famous one.
Oh no!
Here's the famous one. Bro, you're goated. You are goated.
Okay. Here.
Okay, so here we go. This is the famous one. You know, the jeans don't get enough love in this.
No, people shit on the jeans all the time.
What do you mean?
I'm a tall boy.
The shirt is kind of like you're doing like a American Idiot Green Day kind of situation.
Yeah. So that was I gotta stop wearing my friend's merchandise. That was a dude who was doing graphic design at the Young Turks at the time.
Bro.
He's an anarchist, and he gave me the shirt to be like, hey, can you post this? And I was like, sure. And I thought it was sick.
He's an anarchist?
Yeah.
He's like the Joker? Why don't we get a crib in the fucking hills?
Let's do it. Entourage style. Would you be my E? Is that how that works? Like, what would you be in that group? Like, if I'm the analog
I'd be Vince, dude. You're fucking Lloyd, bro.
I don't even know what Lloyd is. Which one was Lloyd?
Oh, God.
Lloyd's the gay Chinese assistant.
Oh! Yeah, no, that was a great character. I'll take it.
Ari said a lot of things to Lloyd in that show.
Yeah, he really did.
All right, so that
was probably the most real part about that show.
This one, you got killed on this one.
Okay, let's see.
This one you got killed on.
Oh, yeah. That's another.
Yeah.
So
it looks almost like you're being like a little bit.
So that is another fucking like merch thing that they sent me. And I was wearing it. And that lady was like, can I have that? Like, can I have that sweater?
I hope
and I
you
gave
gave it to her.
I did. No, I didn't. I was like, I need to take more photos.
I'm calling the police.
Wait, there's more. Give me the.
No,
you're
it's too many.
That one?
This is my favorite look of yours.
Which one? Okay.
Let's see it right here.
What the fuck is that?
That's you at the.
Who is that guy?
That's you, no?
No.
You agree?
Oh, man.
Okay. Yes.
Be into it, man. Restart.
Guys, this episode is sponsored by Prize Picks. What is Prize Picks? It's the best place to win cash while watching sports. I fucking love watching sports. It's one of my favorite things in the world. I don't care about fucking tariffs, okay? I just want to watch ball, okay? Blobbity, blobbity, blah. All this politics these days. The game's on, folks. The app is easy to use. You make a lineup, and all you got to do is pick more or less of a particular player's stats. Simple as that. You can play in 40 states, including California and Texas, two of the most phenomenal states. Best of all, Prize Picks will give you $50 when you play your first $5 lineup. All you got to do is use our promo code, TAFS. Tell them Adam sent you, okay? Again, that's $50, free money from these guys. What are you, an idiot? What are you, a fool? That's $50. What are you doing with your life? You play $5, they give you $50. It's a phenomenal deal. Guys, Prize Picks, promo code TAFS. And tell them Adam sent you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now back to the show.
Yes, just.
So what do you think, Hasan, let's go back to politics. What do you think, who are you going for in Ukraine? What side are you on that?
I'm on I'm on nobody's side. I mean, I think Vladimir Putin's bad, and what he did was wrong.
You think Ukraine guys are like pissed at Gaza?
I would be.
They're like, damn, they're clout sharked.
Yeah, they're in a weird predicament because like Zelensky is like super pro-Israel.
He's Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
He's the Jon Stewart of Ukraine.
That's true. He was. He used to be.
Yeah.
But he's like has to be super pro-Israel because like he's pro-NATO. He's pro like American State Department, right? And that's what the American State Department is signaling, that they're like super pro-Israel. Meanwhile, in the early stages, when Russia was invading Ukraine, Zelensky was like, "Hey, can we get the Iron Dome? Like that would be nice. They're fucking shelling us like nonstop." And
this is exactly like what it was kind of like hanging out with us in real life. Now, personally, I don't mind because I'll always talk politics. But it is really funny when you're like a social scenario and he has to talk politics. He just can't not be talking politics, which was always really funny. But again, personally, I didn't mind because I'll always talk politics. Good for me.
Benjamin Netanyahu was like, "Fuck no." He stopped it.
You know all this stuff?
Yeah, it's our tech as Americans. Like, it's our tech to give to Ukraine. And Benjamin Netanyahu was like, "Nope."
You know how I feel about Ukraine versus Russia?
How?
Sounds about white, dude. Not my problem. That is not my problem. So you ever done like celebrity fighting?
I think it's silly.
What? You could just hit like I don't know.
So I know he told him not to mention me. Do you think he told him not to mention Sam Hyde? Because if he forgot to mention Sam Hyde, I wonder how fucking stressed he was here when they start bringing this up.
Oh, can you admit at this point that when Sam Hyde did that video, that it was very...
He absolutely forgot to tell him this. He was probably so worried about him mentioning me. He was like, don't mention Destiny, don't mention it. And he's like, okay, I'll go. And he forgot to mention Sam Hyde. Oh, no.
Funny.
No.
I'm friends with you. That was very funny.
I always, like, I had no idea who the fuck this dude was at all. Like,
You didn't know who Sam Hyde was? Oh my God, he's so like transparently fucking pussy. Sam Hyde? I didn't even know who that was. I have no clue. Really, bro? Oh my God.
He was doing
at the time, I didn't know who this guy was, right? And I'm like, why is this fucking ugly freak like yelling about me all the time? Like I just didn't even know.
You should have hit me up and I would have crafted your response. You gotta do like your own character. Do like an Iron Sheik or something.
The reason why I didn't do that.
Fuck to you, Sam Hyde.
The reason.
Sam Hyde, fuck to you. Yeah.
The reason why I didn't do that.
That's a dub, bro.
Is because I don't fuck with those guys.
I'm not saying you have to go to the celebrity boxing event with KSI and like what.
I mean, that's what he was doing. Saying, he was on. I think he was literally on the KSI boxing event.
So I'm not saying you have to do that, but I'm saying like if you're like. If you're responding in earnest, that's a L just for the internet.
But I didn't respond at
Either
all.
You don't say anything, or you do the Iron Sheik style character.
Yeah, that's why I did
where
that.
You're like, Bernie Sanders will fuck your ass, like, and my assistant AOC, the beautiful AOC. You know, you could have we could have written this out. It could have been great.
Well, the reason why I did not respond is literally because I was like, I don't want to fucking be associated with this dude at all.
Let's go back.
To Israel, Palestine.
No, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about like you have to comment on the world all the time, and it's kind of just like the news. I mean, it's kind of at a certain point. It's like it kind of just it stinks.
Yeah,
the news stinks.
The way I see it is if I'm gonna be serious, the way I see it is if I get like I don't know 100 people to join a
Hamas.
union or Hamas.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like a union. If I get 100 people to join a union, if I get 100 people to join a union, if I get 100 people to like engage in local organizing, or to even like run for local office, or you know, we saw this with the student protests at all the campuses. Like I went to the UCLA encampment and everybody, like so many people came up and were like, dude, I can't believe you're here. Like you played a big role. There were organizers that were basically putting the entire encampment together. They were saying like, you got me started on this journey. Like I joined SJP because of you. And me, that's Students for Justice in Palestine.
Yeah.
So for me, that's why
Sarah
I
Jessica
do it.
Parker, I thought.
Yeah, Sarah Jessica Parker. That's what he was saying.
I joined Sarah Jessica.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Keep going. Sorry.
But like,
you were saying something
but that is the overall reason. Like, there's a lot of ups and downs.
You're saying if I could change one life.
I mean, if I can get more people to pay attention to this sort of stuff and to make a big fuss about it, hopefully, I think there will be a snowball effect, and it will get others motivated, and it'll give courage to others to also go out and speak out on these injustices. Can I pee? Am I allowed? What? In your mouth.
How long have we done?
I'm gonna keep going. I just need to pee real quick. I've been holding it and I've been fidgeting a lot.
All right, go.
The Sam Hyde bit made him super nervous. He's like, oh God, oh fuck. Are they gonna cut this if I ask them? Oh no. How many people, so that's iDubbbz and Hasan Piker. Who else has Sam Hyde brain broken?
Keep the mic on though.
I will keep the mic on.
I want to hear.
Where's the bathroom?
Good question. Where is it?
Left and left. You could just, no, Hasan, it's pussy to take the key. Just shoulder into the door.
I'll shoulder it.
I mean it, dude.
I'll keep the key and shoulder it.
Into the door.
Where is it? All the way to the left?
Left and left.
End of the hall.
You need an anti-Semite? Is my dad's gonna hear that? I have to pee too, actually.
Jesus. Do you know, or does it say somewhere when this was recorded? I think this was like 6 months ago or something. Is this recorded before your episode? I think a few months before mine, yeah.
No.
Can you please call Mr. Beast?
No. I refuse.
Why?
Because I don't know what the fuck he's up to.
Okay,
because
take
Mr. Beast
a phone,
wouldn't
take
respond.
a pic, and just text it to him. If you're not gonna call him, just take a pic of me.
I'm gonna take a pic of you. I'm gonna text it to him.
Do you have him saved as Mr. First Name Beast last name?
What do I have him saved as? Let's see. I have him as Jimmy Mr. Beast Donaldson.
He's gonna be the president. Can I see the pic? You sent it.
I'm about to send it to him.
No, that looks whack. Do a sicker one.
It's too late.
No, do a sicker one, dude. Send it. Send
this
him
guy
this.
wants you
Please send Mr.
on
Beast this.
his show
Please send.
in New York.
Please send Mr.
He's gonna
Beast
delete my note. He's gonna block me.
Jimmy!
There, I'm gonna get your shoes in there too.
So Hasan, you want to ask me a question?
I do, but I don't.
You told us it's cringe if we read too much into the talk you had with Adam. Now you're doing the same on Hasan's side. Well, what read do you think I've made that's incorrect? It's not cringe to read too much into a thing. It's more, when people say too much, what they really mean is like read incorrectly into a thing. Like sometimes people will interpret dry humor as being like way more aggressive than it actually is. That's the cringe thing. Like I don't think, like Adam's not trying to be mean to Hasan. He just likes to kind of take the piss out of people, I think. I don't think I'm saying anything at all like that. That like Adam's like trying to shit on Hasan or anything. But I think Hasan has a really hard time playing back in a self-deprecating kind of way. But I mean, that's not even true of just this. That's true of almost all the content he does. He has a very difficult time with that. But it's because he's genuinely insecure around a lot of stuff like this.
Oh, you're not gonna.
Just ask me.
No.
Why?
I'm not asking.
Why are you being all shy like that?
Well, it's not shy. It's just like I don't know if you'll cut it.
Okay, ask the question.
Okay. What's the deal with the Red Scare girls?
All right, Hasan Piker, everyone.
Epic. Oh God.
All right, it's my enormous pleasure.
No, I'm good. I don't think. Don't think I can handle this. The joke is that the Red Scare girls dated Adam.
I made a video a little while back about how I thought that nuclear power was going to be coming back in a big way.
How do we fix XQC? He's falling into Asmund slop. Rip. I don't know. Good luck.
And it still is, just definitely not in America. I don't know. Actually, maybe they'll realize the gigantic mistake they have just made and they will undo it, but there's this thing called the Loan Programs Office. It's basically a government bank that is used to fund things that the government would like to see happen in America that otherwise would not happen because banks are just too conservative. Now, this is a wild thing to say. The government is less conservative than banks, but yeah, banks will basically only fund stuff that they've seen work before. So say, for example, you're like a young guy who made a bunch of money with his like tech startup in the payments space, and you want to build a car company. And so you found this car company and you invested in it and you started to help build it with the founders, and now you need to like build a big factory. No normal commercial bank bank is going to do that because you have no track record of building car factories, and no one has a track record of building electric car factories. And so enter the loan program's office. They would give you that loan and allow you to build your big factory. And that is exactly what happened to Tesla, and that loan was instrumental in the existence of Tesla today. This is a good thing. Everyone likes it. Now, at the same time, there was also this case that and no one can shut up about of Solyndra, which was like a solar power company that went belly up. That resulted in $500 million of lost money, which is a lot. But this is the thing about loans. You charge interest so that you can make money even if some of them fail. The loan program's office has existed for a long time, mostly behind the scenes, not catching a lot of flack or a lot of attention, though Biden's Inflation Reduction Act dramatically increased the amount of money that it had to deploy. But it has a loan loss rate of around 2 or 3%, which is better than commercial banks. So the loans that end up not coming back, it's better than commercial banks, even though the loans that they are making are riskier, theoretically, because otherwise they just get normal commercial loans. It's specifically designed to help fund first-of-a-kind projects, which is exactly what you want to do, because those are exactly the things that the market isn't taking care of. And having there be some large bank-like thing that is able to give large loans for people who are credible and who have ideas that could like carry not just the United States, but humanity forward substantially and more rapidly than otherwise would happen is so good. The loan program's office is like, I think, one of the smartest things that we have. Other countries have them too. China's is gigantic, and ours is focused a lot on alternatives to current energy stuff, which makes sense because there's a lot of opportunity in that space right now, and like we can't innovate that much more in coal and oil and gas. We all, I thought, were on the same page that like that's not the future. Eventually we're gonna run out of those things anyway. And so because it's often focused on alternative energy stuff, it's sometimes called a green bank, usually by people who are like more center or center left. And it's like, this is how we're gonna help incentivize through markets the transition to a different set of energy production systems, which has resulted in the people on the right calling it a green slush fund, where it's just like they're taking your money and they're giving it away, but there's not even like the money gets paid back. Like Solyndra was $500 million of loss. The loan program's office makes more than that in interest payments every year. Like it makes money. It's a bank. It's a bank run by the government, and it makes money, and it's not as efficient as it could be. I don't know why you don't even want this to exist. It's like a fundamental cornerstone of industrial policy. If you want industrial policy, you need a government bank office like this who can take risks. Through the Inflation Reduction Act, the loan program's office was authorized to loan out $500 billion about. It's loaned out so far around 10% of that. And now what has happened is Doge has come in and they've said to all of these bankers who are not hard to employ. These are not people who are wanting for career opportunities. They've said to all these people, look, you can quit now and we'll keep paying you for 6 months or something like that, or later on we'll fire you and you'll get no severance. And so a lot of people are taking that opportunity, and right now it looks like the loan program's office has lost about half of its staff because Doge came in and said, we don't want you to be in this work anymore. When like a lot of other, I think, pieces of the Trump administration see the loan program's office as a huge potential asset that they would like to deploy, but now no one's around to administer the loans that they've already given out, let alone figure out how to give out new ones. These are not people who needed a job. They are people who wanted to work in something that was more interesting and more meaningful. They could make more elsewhere. The only bank in America that is financing nuclear power projects right now, that goes both for existing technology nuclear and potential like first-of-a-kind kinds of nuclear stuff, is the loan program's office. It's the only one doing it. Way too risky for commercial banks. They are not interested in it. There's too much regulatory weirdness. It's been too long since we've built a nuclear power plant. There's too much weirdness in the energy sector generally.
What is it? The average age of our nuclear plants is like insane. What I feel like ignoring like 1 or 2 new ones we built. We hadn't built like a new nuclear power plant in the United States in like fucking 35 years or something, right? It's insane how old our nuclear fleet is. It's like ridiculous.
With like the cost of both batteries and solar panels dropping so quickly. For the units that went online in Georgia recently, the LPO financed $12 billion, which is going to be paid back because we successfully built them and now it is generating electricity that people are paying for. They have a commitment of over $1 billion for a plant in Michigan to refurbish and turn back on a nuclear reactor there. And the LPO is backing companies that are doing small modular reactors, which is this area of nuclear power that people are excited about, where it's like instead of trying to build a custom nuclear power plant every time, you instead have like a single plan that you just exercise over and over again. And they're smaller, so you can have like 3 of them on site or just 1 of them or 20 of them or whatever. There's X Energy and TerraPower and Oklo, and they are all financed by the LPO. And of course they do a ton of other stuff. They do solar stuff, they do wind stuff, they do geothermal stuff that I think could potentially like be like actually what we do instead of fission and instead of fusion. I think that it's potential. I think that that's absolutely possible, and like the reason why we are able to investigate it right now, because banks will not finance it because it is too new, is the loan program's office. It also is helping to finance conversion of automobile industry stuff in various ways to modernize car manufacturing, do more battery and EV stuff. It's like the most obvious bipartisan good thing, you know? Like China's version of this, we don't understand well because they don't have to be transparent about what they do, but it's probably at least 4 or 5 times bigger than what the US is spending. And I think there's like a bunch of little ones, like each province has the ability to do industrial policy on its own, and so they're all spending loans and we have no idea what their loan loss rate is because that might look bad. Like we gotta do it the American way, but it's so crazy that like Solyndra became this big debacle when it wasn't even like an issue. There were so many loans that all the money came back with interest and it paid that back, and all those companies now are like in the world doing good things, pushing society forward. I mean, the fact that that was turned into some kind of attack on the loan program's office, and like why even? What don't you like? It's a program that works, that's administered well, and like they're trying to give away $500 billion they had 200 employees. So like each person is responsible for over $2 billion and you want them to do it more efficiently than that? I'm not saying it couldn't be more efficient, but I am saying that per dollar of loans, both going out and the dollars coming back in, that's way more efficient than any commercial bank has ever been. And there are reasons why it could be more efficient. There's reasons why it can be better. There's reasons why it can be riskier. And there's reasons why it pushes society forward much faster than commercial banking. It's just so dumb. It's so dumb. And I don't think even people in the Trump administration wanted it to happen. I think that Doge just has like carte blanche to go in and do stuff because they want to and they feel like it, and like, where can we mess around? And it's extra kind of disgusting because the LPO gave Elon Musk this big ass loan to build his first big factory. It's textbook. I got in and I'm gonna close the door behind me. I find it fucking gross. And it's hurting all of us. It's not good for anyone. It's 100 fucking bankers on the scale of the entire federal government. I'm sorry. I think that should be 10 times higher. They have such a good track record. We have so much going for us in this country. And petty, boring, ideologically driven bullshit like this is what stands in our way. It's so dumb. So I want to finish this video with an entirely different topic because I'm too mad and we need to take it down a notch. But before we turn those tables a little bit, this video is brought to you by the Awesome Socks Club. You need socks, but you don't need to go to the store to buy them. It's nice to have a surprise arrive at your doorstep once a month, and that's what the Awesome Socks Club is about. Shipping is free everywhere in the world. It's very easy to cancel. And when you sign up for the Awesome Socks Club, you're signing up to have awesome socks like these ones, designed by a different independent artist every month, delivered to your door. And also, all of the profit gets donated to charity. You can also prepay for 6 or 12 months. That's especially useful if you want to give them as a gift to somebody else. They're super comfy. I get compliments on them all the time, and you can join the over 30,000 people who get these socks delivered every month if you just go to the link in the description. All right, now back to the cool good news. Last night, my son, we want him to watch like more movies that we like, and he's getting that age where we can do more of that. And so we suggested a couple movies, and he wanted to watch School of Rock because it had Minecraft Steve in it, which we're working through. You know, it is what it is. That hit in a certain way that nothing else has ever hit before, but we just kind of moved past it. That's Minecraft Steve in it. Okay. So we watched School of Rock with my son. Absolute blast. He loves it. We love it. There's a couple of moments that maybe wouldn't be done the same way now, but like it made me feel like they don't make them like they used to. And also like, how do they get all these like tremendous...
Wait, what does that mean? Some moments that maybe wouldn't be done now. Which ones?
Little virtuoso kids to act in this movie, and so I got curious about that, and I like Googled the kids, and there's all kinds of really cool stories. I can't believe I waited for Bill and Bergham's office to this. And in amongst the kids from this movie, most of them never acted again, or if they did very little. This movie, if you don't know it, is about sort of aging, unsuccessful rocker who takes a substitute teaching gig illicitly, and then turns these kids into a rock band, and it's very great. And so I'm Googling, and I discover 10 weeks ago, so this movie came out in 2003, so it's 20 plus years since this movie came out. The girl, who is like one of the singer girls, like with the pigtails, she got married to the security guard boy. Like the big security guard boy and the little pigtail singer girl got married in real life 10 weeks ago. Apparently, like the School of Rock kids have like a group chat, and they've been group chatting for 20 years, and they'd always be like, oh, I'm gonna be in your city. And like these two like eventually like got older, they grew up, they met. He's a lawyer, she does like sonograms for an OBGYN, and they hit it off, I guess, later in life, and now they're married people. That's so cute. That is the cutest meet cute I've ever heard of. Like a little girl and little boy, like they like did an audition together and were in a movie together 20 something years ago, and then as adults they like met back up and they're like, oh, I like you. That's adorable. I'm so happy about that. And so there are lovely things. We do continue to love each other and to build.
Also, the lead guitarist I think killed himself like 15 years ago, but
together. And some people really do just suck, especially at understanding the intricacies of industrial policy and the difficulties of doing it well, and the amount to which maybe their entire success is based on the existence of this office that they now want to close down. But some people make really good movies that my son really likes, and then they are kids in a child actor movie, and then they go on to become normal people with normal lives.
The drummer died too? What the fuck?
I don't know. I can't really tie that together at all. So let's play connections. Bean gag, trunk muzzle.
Whoa, 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 whoa. This is an old one, actually. Who cares? What else was I grabbing now? What is this XQC bullshit? Give me a second. Where am I? Oh. Hank Green did so much better at this than Destiny. Yeah, this because these are like pro puzzle players, okay? I'm just casual. I just follow my heart, okay? Asmon goal. Society would instantly and dramatically improve if we took the bottom 5 to 10% most retarded kids out of school and put them in coal mines instead. ... Hasan says, it's so funny to always imagine that you wouldn't be in the minds if such a scheme were to be implemented. Mighty Keith says, I find it wild. He says horrible things like this about a parent's mentally disabled child, but when people bring up his dead mom, he cries on YouTube about how the world is being mean to him. I don't get it, LOL. Ooh, major truth bomb. Major truth bomb. XQC says, he isn't referring to the mentally disabled children, but actually depicting unintelligent ones. For most people, his opinion about the topic doesn't warrant an ad hominem about his dead relative. Hope this offers some guidance on that topic. Mighty Keith says, he specifically said retarded children, which by definition are mentally disabled kids. You're putting your own interpretation on it. I'm using reality. Saying the ad hominem on Asman is bad, but the ad hominem on parents who have disabled kids is okay, is hypocritical. XQC says, putting actually mentally disabled children in a coal mine would, I assume, endanger them. Even Asmongold knows this. You are misreading obvious dialogue cues for public approval. Mighty Keith says, so don't interpret his actual words he's using as what he means. Assume he means something else. You're an idiot. Assume I mean that however you want. Ooh. Putting actually mentally disabled children in a coal mine would, I assume, oh wait. Would putting non-mentally disabled kids in coal mines somehow not harm them? Whoa, what a gotcha. Further endanger them. Jesus, you guys really are itching for win, aren't you? You sound beyond retarded. Asmung might be talking to you too. Another ad hom with no arguments attached. Damn, he was like in the trenches. And you're itching for the right-wing edgy conservative grift paycheck that the deranged community you cultivated gives you every month. No one falls for your enlightened centrist facade anymore, low bro. This guy says I need the paycheck. Brother, have you seen my current paychecks? Ooh. Deyama. Wait, I just realized something. When this says all requests satisfied, this means all requests on this ship. It doesn't mean requests down to Novice, does it? Is XQC not being retarded here? He's on his own journey. No, wait, go back. I'm so sorry. All requests satisfied. Any request 0. Item count request says. Which request? Shift left click. Oh shit, I'm so retarded. I thought this would have meant. Well, but it doesn't matter. It takes time to build more ammo anyway. Fuck, that's so annoying. Wait, there's really no way to make a... How do people do logistics? If you send a ship here, how are you supposed to know when you've dropped everything you need to drop off? You've got to talk to XQC about this? Bro, I'll always talk to XQC. I don't think he wants to. Circuits to the cargo/landing pad. Wait, can you get... Circuits to the cargo and landing pad. Can you get circuits from the landing pad? Sends the contents of the circuit network to the platform. No. Is it a good time to finally go over Ryan's conduct, or is it reserved for after the lawsuit? I don't know I don't know what the point is of relitigating years and years and years of like past drama. Like half of it would require hours of explanation on everybody. So going through like, well, who is Anavar? Who is Lav? Who is Mr. Girl? And then other stuff is like stuff that's like obviously dumb or bad, but like what else can we say about it? He's like, we need accountability for Mia Rose. Like, what? That was stupid. I shouldn't have done that. It's a bad thing. I've apologized to Mia. We're cool. Like this is 15 years ago. Like, what would be the point? You could do inactivity or cargo x equals 0. Wait. There's no way you can send a signal from here up to the makes logistics requests for items from orbiting platform. It drops, Destiny drops every request from the planet almost instantly to the planet. That doesn't help me. You had constant combinator with arithmetic and decider combinators with robo ports to request for each planet. No, but it sounds like you're talking about space exploration, not space age. I know, just sick of hearing he's avoiding it lol talk. How about people respond to political stuff rather than digging through personal drama slop? The thing here's the issue. Here's the thing. Let's say that I go through and I do a full response to it. Okay, one, I gain nothing because there's 0 people who watch that who think that like I'm some fucking serial rapist who hear my response and like, oh, okay, never mind, I get it. That's chill. So there's no upside to be doing it. And then it sets this standard or idea basically that anytime I'm involved in any kind of weird drama shit or anything that comes up, you can go back and just make a new video of like, oh, here's every single thing Destiny's ever done. He needs to respond to all this. Why? Like, why would I let somebody dictate me doing like another huge like, oh, let's go over every bad thing I've done for the past like 2 decades? What is the point? Fuck that. There's no way to send a signal up to the platform. You need to set logistics requests from the line path. Circuit networks just change. There's no other way. Okay. Listen, I think we filed our response to the injunction today, so if that's published, you can go read that. You seem to co-sign all of the unhinged personal attacks Dan does on people, though. Pretty sure every single time I've been on a show and Dan does unhinged personal attacks, pretty sure I'm always telling him he's fucking retarded. I think I've said that literally every single time. But good one. You don't call him on enough for flaming the AIs? Listen, I tell him not to, okay? He's an AI hater. He's an AI bully. What do you want me to say? Link us the injunction memes? It's on Pacer. Where's your Pacer account? Are you trying to only request what you want from the platform above? Well, no, like let's say that my ship goes to Novice, and let's say it's in the middle of requesting stuff from the platform. And let's say that my ship hasn't dropped everything off yet, but I don't want it to fly to Volcanus yet. I want to wait for it to drop everything off. Would I just have to do like an inactivity thing? Oh, I would have to, so you would just add like an inactivity thing. So it's not currently depositing shit. Cringe. Are we allowed to link the docket in chat? It's all public filing, so yeah, link away. RIP, Deputy Chief of the Main Operations Directorate of the General Staff of the Armed Forces of the Russian Federation, Major General Yaroslav Mostalik. or I'm sorry, Moskalik, died in a car explosion in Balishika, Moscow region. Good one. What about all requests satisfied condition? This only satisfies requests that the ship is making from the ground. There is a dumb way from the ground. You could technically build a logic thing, like to send one item up when you're, and then this is looking for, but I don't care about it. All right.